Hey, yo, what's up, Sports World Talk? Right now, I want to break down some things covering one of my favorite players of all time, Kobe Bean Bryant. And right now, it's been a few conversations going on online, on media channels and stuff like that, talking about Kobe's appreciation, why he isn't getting the same love that he should get, and everything. People changing their opinions now that he's no longer with us, as far as him being top five and everything. And like I said, just want to speak on that and reasons why I feel he isn't in some people's top five. It's diabolical when people put out the list and he's like number 10. I'm like, number 10? Like, come on now, that's disrespectful. Never in life is he number 10, because I look at that list of a lot of people who put it out, whether it's ESPN list, Sports Illustrated list, as far as top 10 players, top 15 players of all time, and I'm like, you cannot seriously put Kobe in a top 10 and put him number 10. When if you break it down as far as rings, he has more rings than some of the ones that they put above him. If you break it down as far as skills, he has more skills than some of the people they put in front of him. And also, like I said, I don't want to just throw out names and say, oh yeah, he's better than this person, because it's not about the other person. It's about, people's view of him and everything. And like I said, I was young when I first started. I was like 6, 7 years old when Kobe got to the league, and like I said, he became one of my favorite players. And from then all the way into the end of his career and on above, and I literally look at that, and I'm like, I saw him as like the golden boy. Everyone looked at him as the golden boy, the next Michael Jordan. That's the picture that everybody was painting of Kobe Bryant, the next Michael Jordan. And he received a lot of love and everything. He had Sprite commercials. He had McDonald's commercials. Very similar to the picture that everybody painted like Mike. And once some speculations and stuff like that in a situation, let's put it like that, situation that kind of tarnished his image, a lot of brands backed out. Nike, Sprite, McDonald's, a lot of them backed out, and that good guy, golden boy image was no more. And some people, for some reason, at the same time, didn't look at him as the next Michael Jordan. And, and it was ironically around the same time as LeBron James coming to the NBA, 03, 04. They saw him as the next guy up. They turned that golden boy image into him. You know what I mean? And like I said, and I think ever since then, Kobe just didn't get his respect no matter what he did. It started, that's also around the same time. I think a year or so later, Shaq got traded. The split up with that happened. And he was just looked at as, even more the bad guy, And I think a lot of people can tell you that's when, Kobe, after a few years, he started embracing that bad guy role. As far as like, okay, all right, this is what I'm going to give you then. And, looking at that, I feel in general, he embraced it. And that's when the Black Mamba persona really developed into his own. And then ironically, he got love again. But I feel, like I said, he should definitely have more than one MVP. There's no way in the world that this man has one MVP. Especially, the famous year of him just killing everybody. 63 and 3/4. I think it's the same year as the 81 points and stuff like that. That Steve Nash got the MVP over Kobe. And I'm like, are you serious? No disrespect to Steve Nash, but are you serious? Like I said, most people will look at this and say I'm biased because, ironically, you can, see the Kobe jersey in the back, and it may sound like a biased opinion, but hey, at the same time, it's facts. Look at what Kobe did that year. Look at the greatness that he put out on the floor. And look what the far as the talent he had around him, and still dragged them to the playoffs. In the low seed, or yes, he missed the playoffs. I think one of those years too as well, but. It's only so much he can do. Most valuable player means a valuable person to the team, and he was definitely a valuable person to his team at that particular moment. But like I said, I think that a lot of that plays into the whole reason a lot of people don't put him in their top 10. But like I said, if you look at his career in the total, 5 championships. He went there 7 times. 7 times and won 5. I wish he would have beat the Celtics that one year and just had a three-peat, another three-peat. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. But like I said, if you look at that right there and you see the career in the total and see everything did 5 championships, finals MVPs, all team defense and stuff like that, and you'd say this man is not top five. To me, he's number two. Just looking at his career, the total, look at the moments that he's had. That to me, that's what makes a player great, when you have moments. I spoke on that before. Michael Jordan, flu game. Michael Jordan, in the Garden, he scored 63 in the Garden. Larry Bird said that wasn't Michael Jordan, that was Jesus, that was God playing. You know what I mean? Kobe Bryant, very similar in that aspect of like scoring 81. Man, this one time, man, I was talking to Kobe Bryant, and the next thing you know, he was a lot of these stories of moments that was put out, and a lot of players respect them. If you look at the players will tell you. The players will tell you. You know what I mean? But the media, not so much. But the players know how the respect level is. Numerous players have came out and said the same thing. I want to say Matt Barnes and a few other guys said the exact same thing as far as Kobe's right there. So that's my analogy on that of why Kobe's love isn't the way it should be. It should be more love, more flowers on his name. Like I said, of what he's brought to the game. He's taken over as far as the shoes. A lot of people wear more Kobe's than anything nowadays. But like I said, he's number two to me. LeBron is number three. LeBron's making it hard. I'm not gonna lie about that. He's making it hard to keep my guy Kobe in number two spot. With the milestones that he's getting right now. But like I said, it's just about moments. You know what I mean? It's just about moments like that. To me, LeBron's not there just yet. But like I said, him playing till 40 years old, that's an honor. Him getting 50,000 points, that's an honor. You know what I mean? Him, playing at the level he's playing at right now, that's an honor. So definitely hats off to him. But like I said, my guy Kobe definitely needs more respect in this league. So, but let me know what you think. Do you think Kobe is getting the respect he deserves, or does he deserve more? Let's talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe.